I never thought I'd be telling this story. Not at 68 years old, not after everything I sacrificed. But here I am, sitting in a tiny studio apartment that smells like fresh paint and new beginnings, staring at my phone with 35 missed calls from the one person I thought would never hurt me, my son, Daniel. Let me take you back to where it all started. I'm Eleanor, Ellie to my friends. I raised Daniel alone after his father walked out when he was 3. No child support, no goodbye. Just me, a waitress gig at the diner on Maple Street, and a dream that my boy would have a better life than I did. I worked double shifts, skipped meals so he could have new sneakers, saved every penny from tips in a coffee can under my bed. By the time Daniel was 18, I'd put enough away for a down payment on a little 2-bedroom house on Elmwood Drive. Nothing fancy, just a place with a porch swing and a backyard big enough for a dog. I told him, "This is ours, Danny, you and me against the world." He went to college on scholarships I helped him apply for. I was so proud the day he graduated with his business degree. He got a job at a tech startup, moved into the city, and started climbing the ladder. I stayed in our little house, tending the garden, baking pies for the neighbors, living quietly. Then, 5 years ago, everything changed. Daniel got married to Claire. She was sharp, beautiful, ambitious, with a laugh that could fill a room. I liked her at first. They moved into a sleek apartment downtown, and soon, grandbabies were on the way. Twins, Leela and Leo. My heart exploded the first time I held them. I babysat every weekend, drove an hour each way just to rock them to sleep. But money got tight for them. Claire wanted a bigger place. Daniel's job was good, but startups are unpredictable. One night, over coffee in my kitchen, he said, "Mom, we're thinking of moving in with you for a bit, just to save up. The house is paid off, right? We could help with utilities." I didn't hesitate. "Of course, honey, this is your home too." They moved in the next month. Claire redecorated the living room, new curtains, a fancy coffee machine. The twins took over the second bedroom. I slept on the pull-out couch in the den. It was cramped, but I told myself it was temporary. Family sticks together. At first, it was wonderful. The house was alive with laughter. I cooked Daniel's favorite meatloaf. Claire and I gossiped over wine. The twins called me Mimi and left sticky fingerprints on every surface. But then, things shifted. It started small. Claire complained about the creaky floors. Daniel said the water heater was ancient. They talked about renovations, new countertops, a bigger deck. I smiled and nodded, but my pension barely covered groceries. Social Security doesn't stretch far. One evening, Daniel sat me down at the kitchen table. The twins were asleep. Claire was in the other room on a work call. "Mom," he said, folding his hands like he was in a board meeting, "we need to talk about the house." I poured him more coffee. "What about it?" "It's yours, technically, but we've been here 2 years. We're contributing. Claire and I think it's time to formalize things." "Formalize?" I laughed nervously. "Like what, a chore chart?" He didn't smile. "No, rent. You're living here too, using space. We're a family, but fairness matters." I stared at him. My Danny, the boy who used to beg for one more bedtime story. Rent? From me? "It's not personal," he said quickly. "It's business. The market rate for a room in this area is $1,200 a month. That's what we'd pay anywhere else." Claire walked in then, holding a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet? "Ellie, look, we ran the numbers. Utilities, maintenance, property taxes, it's all here. 1,200 is actually generous." I felt the room spin. This is my house. I paid for it with blood, sweat, and 40 years of waitressing swollen feet. Daniel sighed. "Mom, you're not working anymore. We're supporting you. This is equitable." Equitable. That word burned. I tried to argue. I babysit every day. I cook, clean, grocery shop. That's worth something. Claire smiled tightly. "We appreciate it, but childcare is separate. This is about housing costs. That night, I lay on the couch listening to them laugh in my bedroom. Their bedroom now, I guess. I stared at the ceiling and felt something break inside me. Not anger, not yet, just exhaustion. The next morning, I made a decision. I called my sister Ruth, who lived 2 towns over. She'd been begging me to move into her spare room for years. "Ellie, you deserve peace," she'd say. I always brushed it off. But now? I packed while they were at work. Not much, just my clothes, photo albums, the coffee can with $3,200 in emergency cash I hidden behind the water heater. I left a note on the counter. "Daniel and Claire, I've decided to give you the space you need. The house is yours to do with as you please. I'm moving out. Please don't worry, I'm safe with Aunt Ruth. Love, Mom." I didn't cry until I was in my beat-up Corolla, driving away from Elmwood Drive for the last time. The porch swing creaked in the wind. The roses I'd planted 20 years ago were blooming red. I whispered, "Goodbye, house." Ruth welcomed me with open arms. Her place was small, just a one-room with a sunroom she'd converted for me. "Stay as long as you need," she said. "No rent, just company." For the first time in years, I slept in a real bed. I woke up without toddler screams or Claire's alarm blaring at 5 a.m. I made tea and sat on Ruth's patio, watching birds. It was peaceful. 3 days later, my phone started blowing up. First call, Daniel at 7:12 a.m. I let it ring. Second, Claire at 7:15. Voicemail. "Ellie, where are you? The twins are asking for Mimi." Third, Daniel again. "Mom, call me back. This isn't funny." By noon, I had 12 missed calls. Texts poured in. "Did you really leave? The note, what does it mean? We need to talk." I ignored them. Ruth raised an eyebrow over lunch. "You gonna answer?" "Not yet," I said. "Let them stew." That afternoon, I went to the senior center, signed up for watercolor classes, met a widow named Gladys who made me laugh until my sides hurt. For the first time in decades, I wasn't Mimi or Mom or the help. I was just Ellie. Day 4, 22 missed calls. Daniel left me a liftveil that cracked my heart. "Mom, please, the twins won't stop crying. Lila keeps asking why Mimi's house is empty. We didn't think you'd actually leave. Come home." Home? That word stung. Claire's texts turned desperate. "Ellie, look, we could sell the house for $450K. We could split it. Please, Ellie, let's be reasonable." Ah, there it was. The truth. They weren't worried about me. They wanted the equity. The house I'd slaved for. The one I'd signed over in my mind the moment I walked out. I finally answered on day 5. Daniel picked up on the first ring. "Mom, oh my God, where are you?" "With Ruth. I'm fine." Silence. Then, "You left? Just left, without saying goodbye to the kids?" "You didn't say goodbye to my dignity when you charged me rent in my own home." He sighed. "It wasn't like that. Claire crunched the numbers." Claire crunched my life into a spreadsheet. "Mom, we need you, the twins." "The twins will be fine. You wanted a business arrangement? Here it is. I'm no longer a tenant or an employee." Claire grabbed the phone. "Ellie, be rational. The house is an asset. We could all benefit." "Benefit?" I laughed, bitter and sharp. "I benefited for 40 years raising your husband alone. You benefited from free childcare. Now you want my blood in dollar signs?" She went quiet. Daniel came back. "What do you want, Mom?" I thought of the porch swing, the coffee can, the roses. "I want my house back, or I want you out. Your choice." He sputtered. "You can't just—" "I can, and I will. I've lawyered up. My name's on the deed. You've been guests. Squatting, really. I've got texts, voicemails, that rent demand. All evidence." Ruth had connected me with a legal aid attorney at the senior center, pro bono. Turns out, kicking your mom out after exploiting her isn't a good look in court. Daniel's voice broke. Mom, please, we're family. Family doesn't evict family. I hung up. The next week was a whirlwind. Daniel showed up at Ruth's door with the twins. Lila ran to me, sobbing, "Mimi, don't leave us." My heart shattered. I knelt, hugged her tight. "I'm not leaving you, sweetheart. I'm right here." Daniel looked wrecked, unshaven, eyes red. "Mom, I messed up. Claire, she pushed the rent thing. I went along. I thought you'd negotiate, not vanish." Claire stayed in the car, coward. I looked at my son, really looked. He was 32 going 50, stress lines etched deep. "You forgot where you came from, Danny. This isn't about money. It's about respect." He nodded, tears falling. "I'm sorry, truly. We'll move out, keep the house. Just don't cut us off." I wanted to. God, I wanted to slam the door. But Leela tugged my sleeve. "Mimi, come home." I sighed. "One condition. No more business. No spreadsheets. You visit as family or not at all." He agreed instantly. They moved out 2 weeks later. I returned to Elmwood Drive. The house felt hollow at first, too quiet without sticky fingers and toy chaos. But I filled it with new memories. Gladys came for tea. I painted the kitchen sunflower yellow, planted new roses. Daniel and Claire separated 6 months later. She took the twins half-time. He moved into a studio, started therapy. We're rebuilding, slowly. He mows my lawn every Sunday, brings coffee. We talk, really talk. The 35 missed calls, they taught me something. Love isn't a ledger. It's not equity or market rates. It's showing up, even when it's hard. I still have that note I left, framed in my bedroom. A reminder, sometimes walking away is the only way to be seen. And to the moms out there sacrificing everything, know your worth. Your home, your heart. They're not for rent. Not ever.